Hey puzzle besties, welcome back to my channel, Javy's Puzzle Odyssey. Alright guys, today I pulled out 3 puzzles because today we are going to be reviewing a puzzle called Wasgij. I pulled out 3 of them. I think I have 4 in total. One you guys haven't seen yet because it'll be included in one of my next puzzle hauls. And I will start with the 3 I have currently. So the first one I have is actually from Ravensburger. I did not know they had Wasgij puzzles, so I won't be reviewing that one, but I just wanted to share it with you guys and show you guys really quick. And this one is called High Tide. All right, and then I have 2 more, and you guys have seen these recently. This one is called Blight at the Museum, and this one is by the brand Jumbo, which is what I thought Wasgij only had. I didn't know they did them with Ravensburger before or currently. And then this one's called Calm on the Canal. So we will be reviewing one of these puzzles today. We'll decide which one in a few minutes. But so what is a Wasgij? A Wasgij is a mystery puzzle. So you don't puzzle what you see on the actual image. You use your imagination and puzzle what will happen next. So each Wasgij puzzle has an image in the front, and you are not supposed to puzzle what you see here. So when you open the puzzle and you look at the pieces, it may be different. So it's a mystery, it's a challenge, it's something different. I'm super excited. So we have the Calm on the Canal, and then we have Blight at the Museum. They're both so cute. I don't even know which one to pick. I might do a randomizer, but I like that on the back it tells you, that gives you an examples. So here's an example. You have this puzzle here, which is a dog show. And here's probably the image that's on the box. Yep, box image. And then here's the actual puzzle image. So something actually happened. And when we do the puzzle, we're going to figure it out. So I don't think it's going to be too difficult because, you know, when you look at an image, you're going based off of color and texture. So I think like the color and textures are the same, but the image is just different, like what's actually happening. So you have to use your imagination in order to figure out the image on your own. So I think that's exciting, a different twist to puzzling, and I'm excited. And we will review the brand Jumbo in the process of this and review the Wasgij aspect of it, which is Jigsaw backwards. That's a cool twist. Come on, Wasgij. I would have never thought of that. Some people are just really smart, but I am excited. So I'm thinking, I'm just so curious to know what the heck is happening here. I really, really, really want to know what's happening at the museum. So I think we're going to go with this one. But let me know in the comments, which one would you have picked? The canal or the museum? I'm going to go with the museum. And also, this is a used puzzle. So what I like is that it's in a Ziploc. This one's in a Ziploc. So that's very promising. And I don't want to miss out on anything when it comes to this puzzle because it's something I've never done before. So this is a review on the brand, a review on the style of puzzle, and a review and a first impression for Wasgij. So this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. So let's get into it. Before we do the unboxing, I just want to say thank you for all the support. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe. It's free. So let's get into the unboxing. All right, guys, we are going to be a first time. We're going to be doing for the first time on the channel a Wasgij puzzle by Jumbo. You know what? Real quick, I'm also going to bring over this Ravensburger one. I wonder if the quality or the piece shapes are any different. I did watch other reviews of people doing Wasgij before. Not too many. I've watched probably one or two. And I noticed that I feel like, if I could remember correctly, there was like just 2 ins, 2 out. But on my Wasgij, we have a couple different shapes, I believe. I was looking at the bag and I noticed that we have some different shapes. But it looks like majority of the shapes are these 2 ins, 2 outs. There's one of these. And okay, we have the little castle piece. We have the little wide boys. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, we have some pieces together. We're going to separate them. I want the full experience, guys. So it looks like majority of the pieces are pretty much. If I find any other shapes at some point, I will go ahead and share that with you guys. But so far, it's looking like those are the only shapes I see. I don't see too much variety, which is fine with me. I really don't. It's okay with me. But I'm going to put this back in the bag because I don't want it to get mixed up with the Ravensburger Wasgij. But let me know in the comments, guys, has anyone ever tried a Ravensburger Wasgij? I didn't even know they did Wasgij. But I guess Wasgij is a company in itself, and they probably got their image licensed with Ravensburger at some point. Let's look at the year. 2012 for the Ravens. I wonder if this is like the, I don't know what I'm about to say, but the year for this one is 2022. So this is a newer Wasgij. It's not that old. Okay, we have Ravensburger quality, I can see. And we have Ravensburger cut. I can just tell by grabbing the pieces. There's a little more variety in here. So we'll have to do this one at some point and compare and see like what's the big difference between the two. So I will do a future video of this Wasgij. Just let me know in the comments if that's something you guys are interested in seeing. But today, because it's our first time doing a Wasgij, I'm gonna go with the brand Jumbo because I feel like that's the brand that you commonly see a Wasgij image on. So, and I believe Jumbo is not an American brand. I could be wrong, but let me know in the comments. But we'll get into this one. I am super excited. It's 1,000 pieces. It is Blight at the Museum. I think this is going to be a blast. So we will get into it. Before we get into the puzzle, I want you guys to take a guess at what you think is happening in this puzzle. So here's the image. I'm trying to avoid the glare. I'm gonna have to come over here, but here's the image. I feel like something's gonna go down. Like these dinosaurs are gonna come to life. I don't know if they're actually gonna come to life, but I'll give you guys a close up. I think she's like the main character here. So something with her is gonna happen and something with him. Like, first of all, sir, what are you doing? Why are you doing maintenance in the middle of a museum tour? And then look at these kids. They look like they up to no good too. So I don't know what's happening here or what's going to happen. But I'm interested. Let me know in the comments. Also, if you've done this puzzle before, let me know. There is some kind of like a spoiler alert I'm going to give you guys at the end or towards the middle of this puzzle. If you guys if you want to do this puzzle and don't want it to get spoiled. I'll give you guys a warning at some point, but I usually don't like getting spoiled for TV shows. I don't know if that's the same for puzzling, but I feel like everybody's gonna want to know what's on the puzzle, right? Like, hello. But I'm excited to do it, guys. It looks crazy. I don't think it's gonna be too difficult, but I also know that there's a twist, and what's on this image here is not what I'm gonna be fully puzzling. So we'll get into it, and don't forget to let me know in the comments what you think is gonna happen. I'm excited. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, we're gonna be talking about the Jumbo brand, the Wasgij mystery brand or puzzle, and I will be walking you through the process I took when doing this puzzle. Sorting was not that complicated, actually. I thought this was, so whenever I get a busy image like this with colors are like across the image, I feel like I always struggle. And one of the things I usually do is just sort what I can and flip everything else upward so that I can see all the pieces. And I use these big trays I have that came with this puzzle table because I can kind of spread the pieces, spread them across the trays and get a good visual. So sorting was pretty much sort what I can see, flip up all the pieces, and then just pretty much go. I probably spent around half an hour doing the sorting, and then the edges took about another 45 minutes. I don't know, these edges were a little bit struggling, but we'll touch on final thoughts regarding quality and my experience with the puzzle. But for now, I want to talk about the Jumbo Games company. They were founded in 1853 in the Netherlands. Jumbo Games, formerly known as Houseman and Hope, has grown into one of the most respected puzzle manufacturers in Europe. Known for their high quality materials, precision cut pieces, and commitment to sustainability, Jumbo puzzles are a staple in homes of many jigsaw enthusiasts. Their product lines includes Jan van Hosteren, which is usually like a humorous, chaotic cartoon style. You have the Falcon Deluxe, traditional and nostalgic British themed puzzles. Guys, I saw a Falcon puzzle and now I want one. And then we have the Wasgij, which is featured in today's video, a twist of traditional puzzle format that challenges your imaginations. Licensed puzzles including Disney, Peppa Pig, and more. I have yet to see those, so I didn't know they had them, but that was according to online research. That is what's available. Jumbo puzzles are printed on durable recycled cardboard and feature vibrant artwork, making them ideal for collectors and hobbyists alike. So, what's a Wasgij puzzle? Wasgij is jigsaw spelled backwards, which I thought was brilliant. It's a unique puzzle concept launched by Jumbo in 1997. Instead of assembling the image on the box, puzzlers must use their imagination to complete a scene based on clues provided. There are several types of Wasgij puzzles. Wasgij, the original, build what the character on the box are looking at. You have Wasgij Destiny. Imagine the scene as it might look in the future. I want one of those. And Wasgij Mystery, which is what we're doing together. Piece together what happens next. And then you have Wasgij Retro, which is a re-release of early favorites. These puzzles emphasize on humor, storytelling, and lateral thinking, offering fresh challenge for experienced puzzlers. Guys, I really enjoyed this one. I had a blast. And I know I said I'm going to give you my final thoughts at the end, but I just want to say, like, I don't know what took me so long to get one. I think they're not readily available as much here in the US. Like, you don't see them in your everyday store like Target, Walmart. You kind of have to get them online, like on Amazon. I got mine personally from the secondhand store, which is the best. I paid like maybe $4 or $5 for it, and typically these puzzles range anywhere from $17.99 to like $20 or even more. From what I can tell, like on Amazon, I've seen some on sale for $18, which is not bad. I never mind paying a good price, a price like that for a good puzzle. Wasgij is especially like there's a twist to the puzzle, right? So it's not even just that it's a good quality, there's a twist to it. So you're gonna puzzle like you normally would, but there's a special twist to it. And I love that concept But today, what's featured on today's video is called Blight at the Museum, which is 1,000 pieces. This is Wasgij mystery number 24. It's 1,000 pieces. And the theme for this puzzle is a day at the museum turns into chaos. The box art show a peaceful dinosaur exhibit, but something is about to go hilariously wrong. Your job is to puzzle out what happens next. The challenge level for this one is documented that it's a medium. Expect lots of similar tone areas like dinosaur bones and museum walls. Clues are found in character expressions and small story detail. I thought that this was a very interesting concept, and I love that it's like what's going to happen next, right? Because you can kind of just imagine what's going to go down. And I just want to say, spoiler alert to anyone watching, if you do not want to ruin what the final image is, this is a good point to skip to the part where I give my final thoughts and my final review. And yeah, I just, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I love mystery puzzles, and I think that's the fun part, right? Is finding the mystery. So I would not be upset if you skip this part of the time lapse and jump to the final thoughts, where I give my final review. Um, I do want to say that there's many ways you can tackle this puzzle, and I want to say like the concept of the puzzle and the colors are all what's on the box. So one of the tips and strategy I used for this puzzle was definitely coordinating and keeping the color groups together, so that nothing's changed as far as the colors. Now there was a lot of twists to this puzzle, so when I got towards like the end, there are some very, very hilarious moments on this puzzle that definitely threw me for a loop. Like, I was so confident when I went into this puzzle. I was like, it's not gonna be, I'm going to know where this person is and that person is. No, there are some very funny twists, which obviously you guys will see at the end of the puzzle. I was like not expecting some of the things on this puzzle, but let me know in the comments, have you done a mystery puzzle? Have you done a Wasgij? And one of the puzzles I was looking into was a puzzle company called Flipsy, where you do the puzzle and then you flip it over and there's a mystery on the back of the puzzle. I thought that was an interesting concept. But let me know in the comments if you've ever done one of these Wasgij and which one. Now, don't spoil for anyone and give like the final image away, but I'm interested to know which ones you have worked on. I've only heard a lot of good things about Wasgij, and I was totally open to trying them out. And I think I own 3 of them now, so I'm excited to do the other 2. And I know that there's one hidden somewhere in my house. I cannot find it anymore. I don't know what happened to it. But I was surprised to find that there was one on a Ravensburger puzzle. I thought strictly Wasgij was a jumbo. So if anyone out there has a Ravensburger Wasgij puzzle, let me know if you've worked on one already. And was it any different from the Wasgij puzzles by Jumbo? So I am very curious to know what that was like. All right, well, that is it for this voiceover. I thought I'd share with you guys some of the feedback and the process that I took. Again, sorting out by color, sorting out by objects was very helpful. And then obviously you can't reference the box too much. Like, you can still reference the box, but you're referencing mostly just color and objects, and like a lot of the objects are now displaced in the image on the puzzle. So you have to keep that in mind when you're doing one of these Wasgij puzzles. But I will go ahead and leave the rest of the time lapse to play for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this puzzle. I will see you at the end with my final thoughts. We are going to be touching on quality and concept and just overall how much I enjoyed the puzzle. So I will see you at the end. Have you ever decided to do something and you know it was not going to work out in your favor, and you thought twice about it and you were like, let me just do it the right way, and you know, some like silly part of you was like, oh, let's just try it. Yeah, that was me just now, and the just tried it was the whole freaking puzzle crumbling, folding right in my hands onto this little table. But crisis averted. I put it back together, and I'm gonna give you guys a close-up and kind of just first I wanted to compare the box image to the actual puzzle image. I tell you, I was like, oh, instantly got hot and was just like, God, this can't be happening. I'm so silly. Like, I literally could have just picked up the table and brought it here, but lesson learned. But let's get that close up, guys. All right, guys, here goes the box image. And let's look at the actual image. I love it. So, okay, so we have Miss Yellow Shirt Lady over here. She, first of all, on the picture, she's like really like cheery. Now she's like, oh Lord. The kids actually remain the same from the picture. And he is different. He is now, I think he was taking a selfie here, and now he's like, oh craps. And then this guy took me out. Like, when I saw these pieces, I was like, what in the world? Oh my God. I had put all the faces together and I was looking for his face the whole time, and he was just a gap. I was not, like, this piece by itself drove me nuts. I was like, what is happening? Like, when I looked at it, was just that piece. I'm like, who the hell is that? And I had to keep reminding myself, what's happening here, what's happening here is not what's happening on here. So I thought that was interesting. And then you have the dog, who actually looks pretty happy. And here she just looks, I don't know, she's ready to play here. And then you have the dinosaur. Oh my God, his face cracked me up. I was cracking up so hard because he looks so crazy here and angry, and here he looks Confucian. The birds look the same except the pterodactyl. Here he's like, his mouth is closed, and then here his mouth is hanging open. Let's see. And here he's falling. Well, he's about to fall off. And it looks like the dinosaur is actually going to attack him. But maybe it's just trampling over and it's collapsing. And everyone's freaking out. And yeah. Give you guys a close up. All right. And there is a missing piece, unfortunately. I looked everywhere. The puzzle was in a Ziploc, but it must have came that way because I looked everywhere. There's no way that it was a missing piece, but that's okay. It's just one piece, and it didn't take away from the image. So I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I am so obsessed with it. I'm so happy I did this puzzle. Wasgij number 24 mystery puzzle. Now the Wasgij company, as you heard in the voiceover, or the Jumbo company, have, you know, the line of different puzzles. So if you have not tried a Wasgij, I highly recommend you give one a try. This one was tons of fun. And I actually was nervous about this one because it was a very busy image. And I do like busy images, but this time there was a twist to it, right? Like, I didn't really know what was going on in this image. So it made me a little nervous, but I got it. It took Took some time. I want to say the puzzle took over 9 to 10 hours. I don't know if that's like exact, but it did take somewhere around that. When I look at the time lapses on the video recordings, I added it up. It was around 10 hours, somewhere around there. So 10 out of 10 with fun factor. Definitely Javy approved. I will definitely do more. Like I said, I have a few more and I'm going to give it a try. And then I have a Ravensburger one. Now, I did want to talk about the quality of the puzzle. Quality was very good. And if I had to compare it to another puzzle brand, I kind of want to compare it to Clementoni. And it is a random cut puzzle. Not random, I'm sorry. It is a standard cut puzzle, standard like grid cut. And you know, that's my favorite. And the quality is top notch. You have a nice sturdy cardboard, blue backing, fully matte piece. The artwork on here is beautiful, nice crisp image. So quality is amazing. Now there's always pros and there's always cons, and I want to say more like personal preference, but what I will say, it's very interlocking and the pieces are very very unique in the cut. So the nubs have very detailed shapes on it. I don't know if you can see that, but so what happens is if you get the wrong piece in the wrong section and you try to take them apart, it's a little difficult to take apart, which can kind of mess up the image on the puzzle because it starts to lift. For example, there's some lifting pieces here. And mind you, this is a used puzzle, but I noticed when I was doing the puzzles, there were a few false fits. And when the false fits happen, the unique pieces don't fit together, so they get stuck. And then when you try to take them apart, the image on the top of the cardboard can lift. So you got to be very careful with that. So now when I say false fits, there were like 2 false fits that I came across. And, you know, a lot of the image across the board look very similar. So there were parts that they fit there, but then they kind of locked in kind of funny. And when you try to take them apart, they kind of got stuck. So you just want to be mindful of that. But outside of that, it was a fabulous experience. I enjoyed everything about the puzzle, the concept, the image, the artwork, and the quality was pretty good. I love me a sturdy puzzle piece. I'm not big on interlocking pieces. Like, I'm okay if there's a puzzle that's like not like a little bit more on the crumblier side. Like, it doesn't really bother me too much. I don't care to move sections apart. Like, you know, that's a plus to have, but it's not a deal breaker for me. So besides that, I really enjoyed it. So Jumbo, definitely Wasgij, definitely Javy approved. I will do more. I am so happy that I gave this puzzle a chance. So if you're out there and you're curious and you want to try a Wasgij, go for it. I know this illustration is not everyone's type of illustration, and I normally don't really go for cartoony type of images like this. It's kind of like comic cartoon, kind of like silly, funny, and not that I don't like it, I just never go for it. It's not something that I always go for. But I'm so happy I did, because now I'm like totally here for it, and like I'm like, now I'm gonna go for it because it was so much fun to put together and the details on the image was really good. So I do want to give props to the artist. If there's an artist on here, illustrated by Paul Gibbs. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. It gives me a nostalgic vibes of being in school, going on a field trip, and just kind of, you know, when stuff go a little crazy and you're on a school trip and everyone starts freaking out. It was just so much fun to put together. So highly recommend it if you guys want to try it and give it a go. I say do it for sure. Give it a try. Let me know in the comments if you tried out any Wasgij puzzles or any puzzles from the brand Jumbo that wasn't a Wasgij. I'm curious if the quality is the same across the board for all their puzzles and how enjoyable are they. So that's what I care about the most, is if a puzzle's enjoyable or not. All right, and then in the voiceover, I talked about some of the tips and strategy I use. Definitely flip all your pieces up, sort by color and texture, patterns, objects. That definitely was helpful. And still reference the box, because the concept of the box, the image is different. What's happening in the image is different. So you still have the same colors and same clothing. They're wearing the same clothing and stuff. So that still is very helpful. So overall, major plus. I loved it. And that is it for this puzzle. I did want to make an announcement. So today it will be Friday when this video drops. And on Wednesday, July the 9th, I will be announcing the winner for the Chiro Machete 1500 piece puzzle. So if you guys entered in the giveaway, you still have time to go watch that last video, drop a comment. If you just drop giveaway, you're automatically entered. You have until Sunday, July the 6th. That gives me time to put everyone's name in a hat and open it up. And that is it for today, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Please be safe out there. Happy 4th of July. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.